By the way, I'll charge it to you and the guy.
Wait a minute! Gerald has nothing to do with this.
Who is Gerald? The guy's name? That's a pretty normal name for someone who is as good looking as a famous Hollywood actor.
Gerald is a nickname.
By the way, there was a classmate who worked at your workplace. I think his name is Gerald too. You don't have many friends outside of your workplace, so I thought he was the guy.
What? No, that's not him. That guy was Jerry.
Don't lie to me. His name is on the emergency contact list. That's him, right? His phone number's right there. I'm glad you forgot to bring this.
Give it back to me!
If you want it back, come home.
I can't, but I want it back now.
I'll hold it as an evidence.
I really don't get it. You're bullying me, Nathan.
Huh?
You're stressing me out with your attitude.
What did you say?
I apologized for having an affair. I said I'd get a divorce and put things right. But you're accusing me more than necessary, and I'm in a lot of pain. I can get alimony for this, right?
Of course not. Eleanor, you're contradicting yourself.
Why?
Because I'm the one under stress.
You're not making any sense.
That's not true. Why are you blaming me for putting stress on you? It's not my fault.
It's no one's fault this time.
It's the adulterer's fault, no matter what you think.
That's because of my kind heart.
Your kind heart?
Yes. Because of my kind heart, the two men fell in love with me. I'm a sinful woman.
You're just cheating on me. You're acting as if you were the main actress of a soap opera.
That's terrible.
Anyway, I'm going to charge you alimony. Be prepared for that.
No, I won't obey you.
I'll divorce you.
Then you should be a man. Get out of my face. Don't ask me to pay you the money. What a materialistic guy you are.
Like I said before, if you want to talk about it, I'm willing to discuss with you.
I don't have anything to say to you. I'd appreciate it if you just write the divorce papers as soon as possible.
I'll hire a lawyer.
Don't you dare ask for alimony.
I'm just doing my best.
You'll hurt the woman you love. Doesn't that make you sad?
I'd be sadder if she was having an affair with an adulterer with all my money.
What?
I saw your bank book.
Just now?
Yeah. You spent all that money I saved.
We were married. It belongs to both of us.
That doesn't mean you can spend all of that by yourself without my permission.
Your money is my money because I'm your wife. Am I wrong?
I don't have money to give to my adulterous wife.
I only gave Gerald half of that, so think of it as my share.
I beg your pardon? You gave him my savings?
That's right.
What do you think you're doing?
Gerald said he needed money. He kept asking me to lend him money. But you know, it's only $20,000.
Don't say only, Eleanor. Do you have any idea how hard I worked to save up that amount of money?
Oh, come on, Nathan. Don't be such a stingy guy.
Not only you had an affair, but you also gave money to your lover. Seriously, are you aware of the consequences? You've got to be kidding me if you don't.
I told you from the beginning that it was just a fling. But in the end, it turned into something serious. I mean, he looks like that famous Hollywood actor. He's cool. I like him. As good looking as the world's famous movie actor. Can you believe that? So forgive me.
I don't care about that. He's a stranger to me. I mean, even if it's the actor himself, I can't forgive him. I've had enough, Eleanor.
You've had enough?
Yes. And you're going to have to pay me back the money you took from me.
I can't because I already spent it.
For what?
We went to a horse race.
You spent $20,000 on a horse race?
I know, it was too much. Gerald said if we're going to spend it, we might as well spend it quickly.
Did you win?
No, we lost. But hey, it was a wonderful date.
Stop joking! What the hell were you thinking? This can't be real. That's the money I worked so hard for. $20,000 spent in one day? That's just not right. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk anymore today.
We're getting a divorce, right?
I told you we are. I'll think long and hard about the future.
Then the divorce is final. All that's left is the divorce papers.
I'll be in touch. You don't have to come back home anyway.
You know what?
What? You still have something to say?
I just want to know if you can give me the remaining $20,000.
What?
Gerald is in a tight spot. I want to use it to fund our new house after the divorce. Actually, I was going to use the money I'll get when I win the horse race. But unfortunately, I lost. Give me the bank book.
Seriously, don't you dare make fun of me. I don't want to talk anymore today.
I understand. You really are a clueless guy, Nathan.
Say whatever you want.
All you have to do is write the divorce papers. Please send it to me after you've written it. I'm counting on you. Nathan, aren't you at home?
Still working. What do you want from me?
I came back home. When are you coming home? Didn't you say you wanted to talk about the divorce? I came back for you.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You didn't want me to come back home?
You said you want a divorce, didn't you?
Let's not get a divorce.
No, I'm going to divorce you.
What? Since I'm back home now, let's talk about it.
I said I wanted to talk about that. I didn't ask you to come back home.
But your wife has come back.
I don't consider you my wife anymore.
Huh?
After what you said to me, I don't get it.
But you know what? I don't have anywhere to go.
What about Gerald, the guy who looks like a famous Hollywood actor? Did he dump you?
He's terrible. He suddenly started to block my calls. I was going to marry him, so I quit my part-time job. They don't allow relationship between workers there. You are the only one I have now.
You love Gerald, right?
I don't care about that guy anymore. I love you more, Nathan.
Why are you telling me this now?
I really love you. Gerald forced me to go out with him. I turned him down repeatedly.
Even if you say that, I don't believe you anymore.
Why?
Why? I'm the one who should be asking you that question.
I love you with all my heart, Nathan. So let's get back to the way we were.
I can't.
It's not impossible. Let's forget about what we've been doing. Okay? We're married. We've had some misunderstandings, but I'm sure we'll get through this together.
By the way, where are you?
I'm actually at home, but I couldn't open the front door. I think I brought the wrong key.
You didn't bring the wrong key.
What? What do you mean?
I changed the lock.
What?
We're getting a divorce. It's not your business whether I changed the locks or not.
You're going to the extreme, aren't you?
What makes you think that way? I'm better than you.
Because it's only been a week since the last messages we exchanged. Why do you suddenly shut out such a lovely wife like me?
I don't remember shutting you out. It was you who left without permission.
Please, let's get back together.
Did you talk to Gerald?
I did. But he said he got a demand from his lawyer for alimony. Nathan, you're going to tell the company about our relationship, right? And you're going to get back the money you lent him, right?
That's my intention. Is there a problem?
Gerald said he'll charge me for alimony if he gets fired for starting a relationship with me. I'll be charged for the alimony from both you and him. That's impossible for me to pay.
Yeah, you and Gerald are the ones who should be blamed.
It's true. If only Gerald hadn't asked me out, we wouldn't have fought so much like this. I'm the one who should be suing for alimony on him.
This isn't a fight.
It is a fight. Let's just talk it out. Don't worry about lawyers. I love you, Nathan. I really do.
I won't be fooled by such words.
Well then, I've got a good idea.
What?
I'll give you the rest of my savings, $20,000.
Huh?
That will cover it, right?
It won't be for nothing.
It will be if I say so. So lend me your keys, okay?
I can't do it anymore. I know it's early, but it only took me a week to get my feelings sorted out.
That's too soon.
Think about what you've done. For your information, I've been suffering for the past week.
I'm thinking about it. I told you there will be no divorce.
You were the one who demanded for it.
I love you, Nathan. I'll continue to be your cute and adorable wife. I'll do whatever you say.
That's great. Who's going to believe a woman who has an affair and comes back without any bad intentions? I bet no one will. If you're going to listen to me, get out of my house right now.
Nathan, honey, don't be upset.
I'm not upset.
I'll be waiting for you with your favorite meal. Can I get a key if I tell the landlord?
Why don't you try that?
Okay then.
He won't give it to you though.
I'm your wife. He'll give it to me. We're family.
I filed for divorce. I already told the landlord that we're divorced.
Huh?
I told him not to give you the key.
The divorce papers, did you file it?
Yeah, a day before yesterday.
What? Why did you do it so soon?
You wanted a divorce, right? I was ready too.
What do you mean?
I'm sure my lawyer will file a formal demand for alimony.
No way!
I'll let go of the money I saved. It was our money, so I can't take it all on my own.
But what about the alimony? Do I have to pay for that?
Of course. You said Gerald has asked for it too, am I right?
That's right. We might break up. And Gerald might demand alimony from me too.
That's tough.
That's why I came back to you. You should help your poor wife.
You're not my wife anymore. I can't do this anymore.
Take back the divorce papers.
You can't do that. And even if I could, I don't want to start over with you.
Then what should I do? I can't take care of my living expenses for the time being. I don't have any money at all.
You used your own savings, didn't you? You need to solve it on your own then.
You filed for divorce on your own anyway.
You told me to file it. I just followed your orders.
Please, get back together with me.
I can't.
I'll wait for you at the door.
You know what? Suit yourself.
What? You sure? Then I'll wait for you until you come home, okay?
I'm going on a business trip today. I won't be home for a while. If you stay there for days, the police will drag you out.
I don't want to get arrested. Please, let's get back together.
I'm getting on a plane. I'll turn my phone off. See you later.
Please, let's talk about it.
Eleanor tried to force open the front door and was taken away by the police. I asked my lawyer to talk about the rest, so I blocked her number. She had quit her part-time job and Gerald had been fired. Eleanor had no one to rely on, so she got a live-in night job. I have no choice but to have the alimony paid in installments. I don't know what happened with Gerald, but I've already charged him for alimony. If I ever remarry in the future, I hope to meet a woman with common sense.
Hey, Tammy, you there? I'm really sorry to have to do this over text, but I think we should cancel our wedding. I've fallen in love with your sister, and I want to marry her instead.
Wait, what? Rick, what in the world are you talking about? Are you serious about this?
Of course I am. I've never seen a more beautiful woman in all my life. I knew when I went over to your house to meet your parents that I had to make her mine. I mean, she was just so gorgeous. It really was love at first sight.
And what about the love that we've built between us after all this time? I know that my sister is a lovely, beautiful girl who is super popular and all, but you're not really going to leave me for her, are you?
I'm sorry, but I've already made up my mind, and I'm gonna marry your sister Tiffany instead. I think she's gonna make the perfect wife to brag about to my friends.
But I don't get it. So you really just want to call it all off just like that? Even after you've already met my family and everything, you're still going to leave me for my own sister?
I know that all this might come to a shock to you now, but you should know that she was the one that started coming on to me.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that after I got back from meeting your family, she started to text me. She told me that she wanted to marry me as well. Well, she begged me to leave you and choose her instead, and, well, obviously, I wasn't about to turn down such a lovely lady. Besides, the more I talked to her, the more I realized that she really is my type.
Hold on just a second here. You mean, she was the one who approached you?
That's right. I think it's most fair to say that we found each other, but whatever the case, the point is that we're going to be getting married. So I really just don't need you anymore. That's that.
I don't believe this is happening to me. To think that my own sister stole my fiancé from me. I mean, you literally only met my parents today. Are you telling me that you really decided all of this in less than a day?
Hey, you should just count yourself lucky that I bothered to say anything to you about it at all, really. So what if I marry your sister? She's beautiful, and I'm about to start my new position as a CFO for a huge company. And I'm sure that your parents don't really care which of their daughters marries a rich guy like me. So I think it's perfect.
I don't even know what to say to that. You're just horrible, Rick.
Horrible or not, I'm gonna get away with this. After all, I'm my parents' only son, so they have to go along with whatever I want. And I'm sure if I tell them I found my true love, that they would never criticize me. Especially when they see just how much prettier your sister is than you.
That's not even what I'm talking about. How could you do this to someone else? Don't you realize how wrong this is? Do you really think that both our parents are going to go along with this?
Well, I just got a message from Tiffany telling me that your parents don't care. At all. If anything, they're happy that your sister and I are together since we make such a better looking couple.
How can this be happening? I don't even know what to think right now.
I know that your sister's excited to be marrying a handsome CFO like me, though. Sure, some people might talk behind our backs, but when they see just how good a couple Tiffany and I really are, everyone will realize why we had to be together. They'll realize that I could never have had a happy marriage with you, when your sister was right there this whole time.
That's a disgusting thing to say. I thought you cared about me.
I did until I didn't. Now I want to break up. I know that you thought I was going to be your free meal ticket, but you'll just have to find another guy to provide for you.
Hey, Tiffany, are you there? You better get back to me right now. I want to know why Rick just told me he was leaving me for you. Did you seriously flirt with my fiancé? I can't believe you would do this to me. Well, it isn't my fault that you brought back someone as handsome as Rick. You really can only blame yourself for all of this. Are you kidding me right now? Is this some kind of a game to you? Rick told me that he doesn't want to get married to me anymore. He told me that you changed his mind after he came over today. How could you do this to your own sister? How could you ruin my wedding like this? Well, you should know that Mom and Dad weren't angry about it at all. In fact, they told me they had always thought Rick and I would make a much better couple. But now I really have to hurry up and go find a dress and someone to do my makeup and all that kind of stuff. So you're really going to go through with all of this? Tammy, did you really think a guy like Rick wanted to marry you? Come on, you have beady little eyes, what can only be described as a 6 head, and have buck teeth. Did you really think that a girl that looks like you had a chance with a guy like Rick? You were practically begging for someone to come and take him from you. Why would you say all that about me? What is the matter with you, Tiffany? I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm the prettier sister out of the two of us, and I think people realized that ever since high school. I was the one dating all the athletes in our school. I'm the one who got regularly scouted by modeling agencies, so of course I would end up with a man as good-looking as me. Did you really think that an ugly little fatty like you could really ever hope to achieve the same? It was obvious you were just into Rick for his money. That isn't true. I wanted to marry Rick because I thought he loved me. I didn't care what his job was. Well, there you go. Now you're just proving that you don't know how the game is played. But of course, an ugly girl like you would have such a naive view of marriage. You just need to realize that you're outclassed by people like Rick and I, and you should know your place. Why are you talking to me like this? Isn't it enough that you stole my fiancé from me? Besides, do you have any idea how hard I try to look pretty when I go out? Well, that's just it. You could have all the makeup in the world, but there's no point in trying to doll up a pig like you. I don't care how hard you think you worked, it was all for naught. How dare you say that to me when every time I would buy makeup or something nice or an accessory, you would always steal it from me? I swear I have no idea what you're talking about in the slightest. Yes, you do. You would come into my room, insult me, and say that a girl like me doesn't deserve nice things. You always did that to me, so that's why I only started buying myself cheap products that I knew you wouldn't want to steal. Well, it's like I said, there was no point in you using anything nice anyways. It was just obvious that those things would be better suited on me. And you can't really be mad at me for reminding you of your place when you forgot it. Just like your engagement with Rick. You certainly do like to shoot for the stars, but that's not where little piggies like you belong. Tiffany, please, you really don't need to talk to me like that. You're being so cruel. Well, this is what you get for thinking you ever had a chance with a guy like Rick. Obviously, someone as handsome and successful as him could only be with a girl as pretty as me. Did you really think that with all the options in front of him to choose from, he was going to go with someone like you? I still don't get why he would want to be with you. Doesn't he realize what a mess you are upstairs? I may not be as pretty as you, but at least I don't have nearly as many issues, and at least I actually have a brain. And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? I mean that it's true, you were dating earlier than I was, but that's also because I was busy studying. Meanwhile, you would ditch class and stay out late over at boys' houses without Mom and Dad knowing. And just why would some beautiful person like me waste my time studying? I don't need to debase myself like that. If I wanted to succeed in life, all I have to do is find a rich man willing to marry me. So you're saying the difference between you and I is that I understand the value in working for what's mine? Do you really think that not studying was a smart move for you? I remember you falling asleep at your desk almost every night that I would be sneaking out to have fun. And thanks to that, I was able to go to one of the top universities in the country and land a job at an excelled firm. And now thanks to that, I'm already working in upper management and earning a ton. Do you know anyone else our age who can afford a condo like the one I live in? Even Rick's parents thought it was impressive. Oh, so you think that just because you worked hard to get a paying job that means anything? Well, I'm not going to play your little pity party. The only reason you need to work hard is because you could never do what I do. And just what even is it that you do? Well, I used my looks to steal your fiancé away from you, for one, so I suppose you should have been studying dating books instead. All it took was a little smile and some of my girlish charm, and now I'm getting married and you're not. You're really an idiot if you think you're going to get away with this, Tiffany. Well, I guess that means that you let yourself get beat by an idiot then, huh? You really are just pathetic. Do you know that? I have been trying all my life to help you learn how to know your place and live within your means. But for whatever reason, you always think you deserve more just because you work for it. Well, how did that turn out for you? Because I'm going to marry Rick, and you're not. Well, fine then. You can have him. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean that I'm actually happy. I never thought I was going to get to escape like this, but here we are. So good luck taking care of Rick and his parents. Take care of them? What are you even talking about right now? And why are you so happy that I stole your rich fiancé from you? You should be getting mad at me. I mean, now you're not going to get married, and I'm never going to have to work a day in my life. You think you're marrying a rich man, but you are dead wrong. So consider this my way of expressing pity for you. But the truth is that Rick is very, very poor. Poor? Tammy, literally what are you even saying? He's the CFO for a Fortune 500 company. There's no way that he's poor. That's impossible. I suppose all you needed to hear was that he was a CFO and you filled in all the blanks yourself. But Rick only works for his parents' company, whose best days were about 2 decades ago. Now the only thing the company has left to hold on to is its name. What are you saying? I don't understand what you're getting at. Well, I used to work for an investment firm, as you know, and while there, I was once shown Rick's family file, and, well, it wasn't good. They had been taking out loans repeatedly for years and haven't been able to pay them back. Sounds like the whole family is in a lot of trouble financially. Wait, no, this can't be right at all. This doesn't make any sense. If they're borrowing money, then are you trying to tell me that his family is in debt? That's right. And it's not just your typical business debt. They have run their finances deep into the red by this point. That can't be right. Well, it's true. Of course, many businesses take on some debt as startup capital, but this is much different than that. I don't understand. How could it get that bad for them? I thought that his family was rich. Well, apparently they got into some kind of trade war with another firm from a different country, and it was basically a race to the bottom for both of them. So they ended up making far less in sales and needed to take more loans to make up the difference. Are you kidding me? That's a terrible idea. I agree, and I was really shocked when I first heard that this was happening. In fact, Rick was just telling me this after he came to visit us at home. Well, he didn't tell me, but I happened to overhear him talking about this with his parents over the phone. I heard him talking about how even though I was ugly, I had the money they needed. He thought that I was going to use my income to take care of all his family. You mean that even his parents were in on this? That's right. I asked him if his family was having financial trouble, and that's when he came forward to me about all the debt. But I guess he didn't mention any of that to you when you two agreed to get married. But you should know that he's just looking for someone to leech off of. But I had no idea about any of the debt at all, I swear. Well, then you would better go and cancel your engagement to him now, don't you think? Hold on a second, this is all part of your plan, isn't it? You're trying to scare me away from being with Rick so that you can try and take him back from me. Well, you had me going for a while, I'll admit, but your trick isn't going to work on me. It's really not a trick, but whatever. It's your life and you can do what you want with it.
Tammy, you have to help me. I went to tell my parents that I was going to marry your sister, and they were furious with me. They call me an idiot for throwing away all the money you have just to marry your prettiest sister, but I had no idea that all our finances were that bad.
Are you stupid or something? You are next in line to take over the family business, and you're telling me you had no idea how bad the situation really was?
I mean, I knew that we were in a little bit of trouble, but I figured it was nothing that I couldn't fix with a little hard work. I just thought my parents were being overdramatic about all this.
Wow, and you're literally the CFO of your parents' company. It is your job to handle all the financial matters.
I know, but is it really true that your sister never even went to college?
That's right. She was too busy sleeping around with all her boyfriends to care about studying at all. And I think with the job she has now, she barely brings in over $10,000 a year.
Her salary is that low.
I don't know if you call money from part-time jobs a salary, but yes, basically. My sister always told herself that working was beneath her and that she was just waiting for the right rich man to come and save her from having to do so.
But I was marrying her because I thought we could live off of her income for a while.
Wow. Well, it sounds to me like you both are more perfect for each other than either of you originally thought. Anyways, now that you and my sister both realize and we're not getting married anymore, I really don't see why I need to be involved in any more of this. You two are both awful people, and I'm glad that you've found each other. Now please leave me alone and never, ever talk to me again. In the end, it took them getting married for Tiffany to finally realize the mess that she had stepped into. About a week after their marriage, Rick officially took over his family's business and understood just how much debt they were all in. As rumors of the company's finances and poor management began to spread, more and more staff ended up quitting. And I hear that the company is really on its last legs these days. As for my sister, with no schooling or work experience, she began to work at a bar serving the kind of men she thought Rick was originally. As for Rick, he began his second job bagging groceries at a supermarket. I am sure that never in a million years did CFO Rick ever think he would be working two jobs like this. Both Rick and Tiffany thought that the other was just what they were looking for, and it turned out that it was just the opposite. All I know is that I'm glad I dodged that bullet and know enough about my family and Rick's to know that I never want anything to do with them again. As for me, I continued with my job and kept climbing the corporate ladder. I still have my nice condo where I live by myself as I ease my way back into the dating pool. After I cut off my sister, I began to buy the nice products that I had avoided in the past, and I already have a date lined up for next week. If I had known that all my life was missing was cutting out my sister from it, I would have done it a long time ago.